Hey team, it's Brad Haynes here, Haynes Martial Arts Academy, and wanted to touch base with you on some of our dealings and some of our schedules coming up in the next couple of weeks, next few weeks, next month, so to speak, about opening the Clarksville location. So, we've gotten guidance from the Clark County Board of Health, and in fact, if you've looked on our Facebook page, the officer from the Clark County Board of Health gave us a nice recommendation that we are doing what we're supposed to be doing, being good stewards, and really it's really cool of Dr. Yazel to do that for us. But in any case, wanted to just kind of tell you guys our schedule coming forward. Our first day for classes, for in-person classes, will be May 26th. Now, if you look at the state guidelines, the first day that we could theoretically have classes is the 24th. That's a Sunday. The next day is Memorial Day. Not having classes on Memorial Day. So the first day that we'll have in-person classes is May 26th. That's a Tuesday. So looking forward for calendar dates that the state has put out, the next date that would be the next level of coming back to regularity and regular to normalcy would be June 15th. That's going to be the week after testing. So, and we'll talk about testing later on today in this meeting. But we'll talk about testing in a minute. And then after that, I think the last date that they have set, the last goal date, is July 4th, Independence Day. Very ironic. But in any case, as we move forward with this, one thing I want to let you guys know is this: if you don't feel comfortable coming to class, you don't have to. You're not going to miss anything. And I'll tell you the details of all this, but we're going to still have Zoom classes. We're not going to stop those right away. Eventually they probably will phase out, but for right now, we're still going to have Zoom classes. So we'll have the in-person classes and we'll have Zoom classes going on. Now the Zoom schedule will change a little bit, kind of. What you're going to see for our Zoom schedule is that what we have right now, we have a set of classes in the morning and we have a set of classes in the afternoon. And so what we're going to do is take both of those sets and we're going to do them in the morning or in the noon time, 11, 12, and 1 o'clock. So we're going to do those at the same time, just do them in different parts of the building. Then for the evening in-person classes, we're going to make those hybrid classes. So we're going to set up the camera, the computer there on the floor, and we're going to teach the class that way, so that you guys will be able to still get the class and see the class live and going through that. So Zoom during the day, hybrid Zoom / in-person classes at night. So you're not going to miss anything. All right, so let's talk about how we're going to get in the building, what we're going to do, how we're going to make this safe and keep everybody as clean as possible. So when you come in the building, first thing we're going to ask you to do is come in uniform. So please come in your uniform. You can obviously, if you have your dobok or your gi jacket, then you can put that in a bag. But come in the pants. So you don't have to go back to the bathroom to change. That will limit our traffic to the back of the building. We're not going to restrict the bathrooms, obviously, but let's try to limit as much traffic going back there as possible. So we're going to ask you to come dressed for class. We're going to ask that for kids that we only have one parent come to class. The sheer number of people that we're allowed to have is 100. I don't think that we're going to run into a problem with that, but for social distancing guidelines, we have the chairs set up every 6 feet. And so to keep from having to reset chairs and things of that nature where people will want to move them together and things like that, we're going to ask that only one parent come with you. You're going to, as we come in the building, we'll talk about this in a minute, but you're going to want to bring your shoes with you. You won't be able to use the shoe cubbies. So you come in uniform, you take your shoes off. It's going to be warm, hopefully. Later this week, it's supposed to start getting up in the 80s. So, if you have flip-flops, things that can slip on and off, that's going to be the easiest thing, that type of idea. We're going to ask that if you have to bring siblings, you're going to have to keep them right next to you. We can't have, everybody running around like we have in the past, at least, not right away. We're a very family-friendly place, but in this case, the kids, especially younger kids, are going to have a hard time understanding the rules of don't run around and touch each other. And so, just kind of let's keep that to a minimum. And so let's talk about, again, coming in the building. You'll come in uniform. And what you're going to see when you come in, if you haven't been there to pick up a t-shirt or a belt, what you're going to see is that we have the 4 entrance doors, which are normal, but you're going to see that one door has entrance only on it. The other door is going to have exit only on it. So the 2 far end of the doors are going to be the ones that are open. The 2 middle doors are going to be locked. So no using that. You won't be coming in the same space. We're going to have those 2 spaces separated by some tables. And so, kind of keep everybody as part as possible. So you're going to come in, and the door that's going to be the entrance door, and it's clearly marked with red vinyl, but the entrance door is, you're going to have a table there right to this left of it as you walk in. And that's where you'll have your temperature taken, things of that nature. And it's going to be in front of the shoe cubbies. So again, like I said, we're not going to be able to use the shoe cubbies. A couple other things. So you'll do that. You'll take your shoes off. You walk in the building, or you walk in the building and then take your shoes off. Either way is okay. But you'll sanitize your hands after you're through this vestibule. So, I thought about this, and it makes no sense to sanitize your hands out in the vestibule and then grab the door handle and walk in. Doesn't make any sense. So we're going to have the sanitizer on the inside. We have plenty of sanitizer. Over the last 2 months, we were able to get a couple of different orders in. So, don't worry about the sanitizer. We've got plenty of that. But please, you'll sanitize at that point. When your child comes in, they're going to go into the floor and they'll sit on an appropriate dot. Now, what I mean by that is we're going to go in a zigzag pattern for the first, for each set of rows. So we're going to do every other dot. If you're in the front of the floor, there's only 5 dots, and the back it's 6. We've measured them. Every diagonal dot is at least 6 foot. So good stuff. That's easy peasy, but we're not going to worry about lining up on the wall for right now and, counting out dots. You're just going to line up on the next appropriate dot. So we're not going to worry about lining up by rank. We may shuffle people here and there later on in classes, but for now, you're just going to line up on the dots. Okay. Once class is over, we will dismiss students by the dots. So, go, 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 go. So again, we keep that distance that we're supposed to do for social distancing. We're going to ask that as soon as your child gets out of class, that you guys get up and head out the door. Again, keeping social distance as possible. If you have any business parents that, while your child is in class, take care of the business at the front desk. That type of idea. If you need to purchase anything, if you need to get a water, please either bring a water. We have moved the water cooler behind the front desk so that there's as few hands as possible touching it, so that, again, cleanliness is good, and they'll be able to, the staff will open up the door and hand you the water, and you can, wipe it off with sanitizer if you like. That obviously that's all up to you. Okay. So I'm looking at my notes here, lining up for class, not by rank, next appropriate dot. Now, had this question from some students prior about masks. I am not certain how functional masks will be for us, how practical masks will be. So we are not going to require those of the students. And for a teacher, I don't know how non-scary that will be especially for the younger kids. So, if you don't feel comfortable about people not wearing masks, again, please don't come to class. And I'm sure we'll work that over time. But so we're not going to require it of the kids to wear masks. We're not going to require masks at this time. And, just kind of keep those things in mind. And again, if you're coughing, if you're sick, don't come to class. That type of idea. Don't come to the building. Again, if you're a parent and you don't feel well, if you've got a cough, stay out of the car. We'll make sure that if they're there, we'll walk them out for you and make sure everything's safe and go in that manner. Okay. So as soon as they get off the floor, exit the building, and they're gone. Now, a couple of things I want to show you about the schedule here. and what we're going to be doing to keep everybody safe. I'm going to share my screen. Very good. I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay. So now what you're going to see here, this is Monday schedule, Tuesday schedule, Wednesday schedule. What you're going to see is that we have Warrior Beginners at 4 o'clock, and you're going to notice there's nothing on the front of the floor. Camp is going to be on the auxiliary floor. So we're only going to have, so many parents that can sit in that area. A couple other things to look at as we go through here. You're going to notice that we're going to clean the floors after every class. So Little Champs will have class on the front of the floor. That's the Little Champs for Jiu-Jitsu. And then while that's going on, the other two floors will be cleaned, sprayed, taken care of to where it'll be a 10-minute dwell time where it'll still be wet. Everything will be clean. Then we have the little leaders. They'll be on the floor at 5:30 on the auxiliary floor. Then we have the intermediate warrior intermediate and advanced going on at 6 o'clock on the back floor while the other two floors are being cleaned. Then we clean that floor, and then the other two classes are going on, kickboxing and defender and adults for Taekwondo. And then you're going to notice that there's not going to be any cleaning happening after those because it's the last class of the day. We have instructors that do clean. And so, that type of idea, it's gonna be fine. Okay. Now, for the adult jiu-jitsu class, what I want you guys to know is that it's scheduled for an hour and a half, and what that's going to be is the first 45 minutes or so are going to be for the combatives and for master cycle. Both sets are together, so we'll be working drills. Solo drills, things of that nature, social distance for these first 2 weeks. Until we get to the June 15th time. And, kind of my mindset on this, as far as all of this goes, is that per the guidelines, they're allowing competitions at that time. And so if they're going to allow basketball competitions, baseball competitions, all of that to start at June 15th, where, people will be standing on top of each other, I believe that, we can go back to, kicking and punching and doing what we need to do at that time, unless I get other guidance. So at that point, that's when we'll be back. So 45 minutes for combatives, and then right after that will be some time for master cycle to work on their movements and things of that nature. Okay. Tuesday, what you're going to notice some of the differences between each days. We're going to have the Warrior Intermediate Advanced and the Warrior Beginners are going to swap times. So you're going to have a time at 4 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and beyond. So you will get some good 6 o'clock times if that's what you need, or if you prefer the 4 o'clock times, you'll have those. Junior grapplers will be at 5. In those days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are going to alternate to have junior grapplers, little champs, Monday, Wednesday, little champs, Tuesday, Thursday, junior grapplers. Excuse me. Now, kickboxing will be on Monday and Friday, and then we'll have a class on Saturday. We also will have the Hanmudo class on Tuesday, Thursday, and on Saturday. We will have Women Empowered Wednesday at 7 o'clock and then at noon on Saturday. Okay, so we're trying to hit every class and trying to help everybody get everything that they need. So that's going to be going on then. So if you have any questions, obviously, about the schedule, let us know. You can look at Friday. We've got Warrior Beginners starting at 5. Intermediate and Advanced are at 6. The leaders again at 5:30. Cleaning those floors regularly. No jiu-jitsu on Friday. And then we have a black belt class on Saturday at 1 o'clock, and that's scheduled for an hour and a half. So again, trying to get everybody in and get going there. Okay, so hopefully that answers a lot of the questions about the schedule. I have a much easier one to read, very similar to what we've put out in the past, and that's going to be put out as well with this video. All right, let me get back up here and get what I need. Okay. Good. Now we're back to just me. So wanted to talk about testing and what that's going to look like or what that's going to happen. So testing is scheduled for the first week of June. And what we're going to, or the first, maybe the second weekend of June, I guess it's the 12th and 13th. Um, and what we're going to do is we're going to do, since we're going to be back in the building, we're going to do some, live testing, but we're also going to have the option again of, if you're not comfortable coming in, of doing a video testing. All right. So depending on what numbers we have, what we're looking at, we may end up doing a live video testing. Uh, so, a live Zoom testing and just scheduling times for that to happen, and utilizing the instructors in that manner. And then for live testing in the building, I'm honestly not quite sure how that's going to work out. I've got to sit and think and think the logistics of how everything's going to go, because we have things to consider of, where the instructors are going to be sitting, that type of idea. So there's logistics to it, and I don't have that down just yet. But I want to let you know that there will be options of doing both live and video testing, or in-person and video testing. All right, guys. So that's kind of the plan right now. So if you have any questions, any concerns, definitely give us a call. Hit us up on video. Message the video, whatever messages on social media, email, call. 812-218-8000, and definitely talk to us. That's what we want. We're here for you, and we're really looking forward to seeing your smiling faces, not on a two-dimensional screen anymore, but actually in live, in living color, as they say. So in any case, look forward to seeing you guys. Take care. God bless, and we'll see you on the mat.